gold chain. Mama said stand where you came from, even when they try to make me tame, son. Different roots, but we cut from pride. Tell the whole room we don't hide. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Oh yeah, stand your ground. Stand your ground. From the projects, where the summers hit hard, to the back roads with the dogs in the yard. We were raised on grit and a little bit of fire, hand me down dreams and a love for the higher. Front porch talks, corner store plans, quick witch, drawn back, callous hands. If you know that life, then you know this truth. We don't buy for the wrong, we salute. Look at me, standing tall, every corner taught me how to ball. Different roots, but we cut from pride to the Hey, from the steps where the paint done peeled. Same sky, same hunger, same steel. New York block or red clay lane. I wear my dirt like a gold chain. Mama said stand where you came from, even when they try to make me tame, son. I got the block in my walk, no shame. Every scar on my name got fame. Look at me still standing tall. Every corner taught me how to ball. Different roots, but we cut from pride. Tell the whole room we don't hide. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Oh yeah, stand your ground. Stand your ground. From the projects, where the summers hit hard, to the back roads with the dogs in the yard. We were raised on grit and a little bit of fire, hand me down dreams and a love for the higher. Front porch talks, corner store plans, quick witch, drawn back, callous hands. If you know that life, then you know this truth. We don't buy for the wrong, we salute. Look at me, standing tall, every corner taught me how to ball. Different roots, but we cut from pride to the whole room we don't hide. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Hold your head, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Yeah. Let them talk. Still here, hard-earned steps, no fear, city kid, country kin. All of us built from the skin we're in. Raise it up when your name get called. One love strong, we standing all. No apology, I'm proud, I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound, same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud, we loud, we loud. Hold your head, stand your ground, stand your ground. From the block to the Pine Street Road, we go where the real ones go. No apology, that's the code. Proud roots heavy, let's show. Hey, from the steps where the paint done peeled. Same sky, same hunger, same steel. New York block or red clay lane. I wear my dirt like a gold chain.
Scott Free is going live.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In my walk, no shame.
People, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your host himself, L. Scott. No, you don't see the name on the screen. One of these days, you will see the name on the screen. People, on today's episode, let me get this down because I think this is echoing. Give me a second. Oops, take that down. So, people, on today's episode, let me be honest with y'all. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So, if you were here yesterday, and I'm not gonna make this long, and I'm gonna give my little introduction, and then I'll get the show started. But if you were here yesterday, you know that I said that we were gonna come back and kind of do a part 2 on talking about the origins of the Americas. We get questioned a lot about whether black people are the originators of the soil or not, and we kind of dive deep, and we was going to do a part 2 today. But people, I'm going to tell you something that trips me out, and it's going to trip you out too, and lets me know we barking up the right tree. So how about I go live at 2? I know it's a Scott-Free morning. It's Scott-Free morning show. I know at 2 p.m. it's not in the morning, but it's morning somewhere. Okay. And I can get into the story of what that's about, but anyway, I digress. So every time I try to go live today, the system crash. So hopefully they don't do it again. Crash. That happened. Crash. Every time I tried 11 times, and I said, well, let me just throw up. I was gonna do this show tomorrow. It was going to basically just be an overall general show of what's been going on in the world, and what's in my timeline. If you've been here before, you know how I do it. So I'm going to keep it pretty general so we can talk about pretty much anything. That's how we like to do it on Fridays anyway. So I said, well, let me go ahead and prep for that and this and the third. And I went live, and by golly, BG, it actually worked. So what I'm going to tell you is right now, I'm going to tell you for the benefit of the show, and as well as you guys and as well as myself, I think I'm gonna lay off the subject just for a little while, especially until I can get some more people on the backup page. So with that being said, if you're watching on the Scott-Free morning show right now, not now, wait till the show over. But once the show is over, go on over to the EL.dot Scott page on TikTok. Follow the backup page. I appreciate you if you do, because if you do that, and the people in the room right now that's on the backup page, go ahead and follow the page so we can get a following over there. That way, just in case they take my channel away, because we are on strike number 2. They just be making it up, but because I'm loving. That's all I talk is love. Okay, and for some reason my love talk is frowned upon. So what I want my people to do is just go ahead and hit that back up, and of course, definitely, if you are so inclined, could go over to YouTube. I meant to tell myself I'm gonna put all my tags on the screen starting tomorrow. I'll put up that tomorrow. Go over to my YouTube. It's the whole platform for what we do over here. It's called 300 Radio, and you go over there and you click on that thing. Let me see if I can pull up the front so you can see what it looks like, so you won't get lost. Hold on, because the people on YouTube, you've already seen it. So where you at? Where do you? I see 300. Where are you? Right there. I see you right there. If you go on over to this page right here, there you go. If you come on, it says 300 Radio right there. If you're going over there on the YouTube, and you can do that by going to 300 Radio and the number 1. If you do that, you'll go ahead and pull on up what I need you to pull up. So, but that being said, like I said, I don't have much to talk about today, guys. We just gonna pretty much go through my timeline. But I will tell you something that sparked something out the gate for me. Something that I speak about all the time. So hit the like button, share the live that you come into. I appreciate you for any love that we do get. I got a feeling today is gonna be a short day because with all the technical difficulties I was having, I can only imagine what they're gonna allow and not allow to be said on this episode. So with that being said, I appreciate all the love that I do get. Any like, just a tap on the screen. It helps the algorithm from your boy, because it struggles inside of that thing. But first things first, I caught this video on my X page. Hold on. So I do. I'm not gonna say I rarely. I get on X, but I rarely post about anything I seen on X, here on the platform. But this had to be said. For the people who don't know, I talk a lot about the replacement of black people. I'm watching black people in every turn, every facet of life being basically told, you need to go sit down somewhere. You can't be in part of this, part of that, and we're gonna replace you. We're gonna replace all your actors. We're gonna replace all your sports people. We're gonna replace all your musicians. We're going to replace you on all of your job with foreign people. People say, that's crazy. Some people say to me, you are crazy. You're making that up. That's not true. Just because a few people, bitch, all of them, and actors are all them people now. Especially in British actors, they don't took over. And then they'll say, either you get that kind or you get the other kind. And just be like, I'm sorry, we're just better than you guys. Oh, that's why they brought you. No, we're just way better. No, that's not it. And I'm gonna tell you something. And I've been saying that for years. So I'm gonna allow the white T-man himself to tell you. So here, these two gentlemen are sitting at an economic forum. And they're talking about basically the replacement of black people. Two white T guys talking about how the importation good God, I can't talk. The importation of Nigerian people was on purpose and specific to just undermine black people. Let them say it. I didn't say this. This is not me. This is not my word.
But it actually also affects African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they literally import Africans so that they don't have to hire African Americans because they still count as black. There's a great story. The thing that woke me up to this, there's a story in the New York Times 20 years ago about Harvard. So Harvard admits, black students, but which ones? Back when the New York Times could talk about these things honestly. And it quoted actually Henry Louis Gates and Lonnie Guinier at the time at Harvard Law School, basically observing that African Americans were not benefiting from affirmative action because Harvard had figured out that they could import Nigerians. Right, and again, it's just like, right, the Nigerians are great.
Now, did you hear that? He said, not my words. This is this gentleman's words. So they did this specifically on purpose. Okay? So I just want people to say it's not my words. Let me keep going. Hold on.
Great, they're very smart, they're very productive, it's fantastic. All of the things being equal, you'd like to have as many of them in your country, but is that really why we're doing, the set-aside programs? And so, there is this really fundamental question, which is what level of untapped talent exists in this country that a combination of DEI and immigration have basically cut out of the loop for the last 50 years.
Now, that's the thing I wanted to get to. For me, that's the coup de grace. That's the thing that we need to discuss. That's the thing that L.me. That's how you doing? I appreciate you for all the people that came in today. Hit the like button on your way in. L. speaks of that. I say all the time, this is what's going on. You are an untapped source. You were the source at one point that they're trying to snuff out. I say it. What did I say? When people say things like black people, we can't put you in movies on covers because it's not going to set international. Explain to me, how does two things exist at the same time? How is it that America pumps all entertainment out to all corners of the world? So before there was a Bollywood, before there was an entertainment in Europe, before Australians did anything, everybody consumed the United States of America's Hollywood content. And that's why, and when you saw that, all your images of black people, you spread them out to the world, whether you promoted them or not. We were the only ones putting out content to the world. Everybody across the world knows our ball players. Everybody across the world knows our famous actors. With the old ones now, the new ones, no one knows. All the people knew, they even know your politician. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, these people are worldwide. These world-renowned people. So you're trying to tell me that these people have affected the world so much that this is the greatest place on earth, and your ingenuity, your background, all of these people, they are milking dry. You gonna just up and just untap that resource anymore? I don't want that resource no more. Can you tell me how much they want you gone? That they're willing to water down their product just to keep themselves ahead of you, just to keep you out of the loop. Because that's what they're doing. You know what they're doing? They're selling you game. America has turned into a pretty packaging with poor insides, because they refuse to let the best shine. Imagine this white D man himself is saying, imagine the untapped source. Let this man finish saying what he is saying. I want to let him finish. Hold on.
And how long can we have this, story to everybody in the Midwest and the South that says, sorry, because of historical oppression, your kids are SOL.
This is the angry populism people are worried about that's affecting our politics.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? This is what I've really come to appreciate from growing up in the one place and now being in the other place, which is if you're in the center of the country, you're just like, wow, these people really hate me. They really hate my kids. They're really out to get me. That's just such a toxic. That's just such a toxic dynamic. That's a very, very, very bad thing for that to continue.
So basically, for lack of a better terms, if y'all keep bypassing this untapped resource right now, you're gonna basically find yourself in a conundrum, in a pickle. using their words. You're going to find yourself in the point you're going to allow the world to catch up with you because you had the superior talent. This is no knock to anyone, and I'm actually taking just specific lanes. Everybody has their thing, okay? For the people who think I'm being hateful, I'm not. I'm just pouring love into my own people. Please, if you're not my people today, you may not want to hear this conversation because I'm going to sound bad to you because I'm excluding you. But this is not on purpose. It is on purpose, but this is not hateful. It's just sometimes you can't do everything with everybody. We need a little healing at this moment. And sometimes you need to hear from other people because when I say it's just one man's opinion, this is right here telling you this is a system, people. And that's what all I be talking about. There's a system in place telling you, no, you cannot be anybody. There's a system in place telling you that I don't care how amazing the black people, like, mind you, people, you were not being innovative in the 1800s, 1900s. You was not being innovative, making up new things, coming up with new products. The internet would not run without black folks. Cell phone wouldn't run without black folks. You talking about planes, people owning airports and airlines. This black people just doing amazing things, and then all of a sudden we don't do anything, nothing anymore. And then I look out, the world is you trying to bring the world to this country to replace us. People be like, oh, we trying to do more international appeal. You had the international appeal. I'll take you back. I'll give you an example. I'll take you back to 1992. I'm a young fella, but I remember 1992. The Dream Team hits the tour. Now, I'm going to tell you the only reason why the Dream Team came into play, because America is so greedy. America don't like to lose so bad that they took one L in the 1988 Olympics. And I think they got silver or bronze. I can't remember, but they didn't get gold. They said, man, we getting the best. So they went and got NBA players. So NBA players, they went and got the best of the best. Some of these guys are household names to this day. These men, I watched the documentary, they go on an international tour to go overseas to play basketball. Everybody falls in love. It's like Michael Jackson, but with a basketball. Michael's another example. So you're telling me all of this greatness, there is no equivalent of Michael Jordan in this world. LeBron's the closest thing, both of them FBA. You can't take Michael Jackson, there is no equivalent. The closest you're going to get is Prince, and he's the same thing. So what I need people to understand is that what's going on is that America produces an amazing bunch of people when it comes to that's world renowned. Don't let them say that. You don't need the world to come to us. We are giving it to the world. That means that you have the greatest product in the world that the world eats off of. Nobody can produce just like you. And you trying to say, nah, we'd rather bring you here to replace that, even though nobody watches your shit. And I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but I'm being honest. Nobody watches their stuff. So why would you flood your content with people there? Because you bringing them in. I get it, but this don't make no sense. Again, think I'm lying. Look at the NBA or the NFL. Not the NFL, the NBA. What was it? It was the NBA. Hell, I think that, like I said, the last 8 years, it's been a foreign-born player that is the MVP. And people gonna say, they're just catching up. Of course they are. The basketball courts are closed. The gymnasiums are being closed. They use them as immigrant holding places now. Of course they're not producing them like they used to. They go to jail now. That's what they go. Remember, let's go into it, because now we're in it. Let me go ahead and put up my little timeline. So now on my timeline, let's go to over here. You trying to tell me, I just saw this quote, what is this thing? 89% of black men, no, that's not it right there. That's not the one. Now look at that. That was one. Where did I put that? Did I not put that in there? Hold on. It was one about the school system. I don't think I put it in there. But it basically said the school system is the majority of the kids, college professors said majority of the kids are not even coming into the school, into college with no more than a middle school education when it comes to the curriculum they need to know going into college. That's how bad it's got. And they're now Philadelphia, they're basically forcing the teachers to pass the kids along, even though a lot of them can't read. So again, you have a country that is producing low quality. They're not making the standard higher. They're dropping the standard. They're taking and milking money off of it. Remember, they're taking programs away. They're taking this away. Now, mind you, I'm not a huge fan of this propaganda that they put into all of our stuff, but there are certain things that people do need to do to function. Now, should we change and revamp and kind of bring the curriculum into the 21st century? Yes. But if you're going to parse to the old stuff, you need to get, yes, math, yes. You need to understand how to read. You need to understand geography. You need to know where the fuck you at. You need to know where you're going. But there's certain things that they teach you that you may not need to know. It is outdated. But that's not one of them. I'm just saying, to me, when I sit back and watch this thing here, and then people try to blame our people for just being these degenerates, I'm saying, do you not see the plan? Do you not see the exclusional purpose? I said this all the time. Everywhere you go, you see it. My daughter, I'll give you that. My daughter is at when she left, my daughter graduated, she graduated high school at 16. She went to college in California. I'll just say that. And when she graduated there, she bypassed, she went straight into a graduate program. She bypassed a master's, went straight into a graduate program. And when she got there, this is the first thing she says. When she walked into the room, Black American young sister, she walked in the room, another brother walked up to her. The first thing he said, he was from another country. He says, "What country are you from?" Everybody knows it. Everybody's in on it that you're being replaced. She's one of the few in the room. Everybody else is foreign. And then they're going to say, we're just better. We're more educated. No, it's money put there. There are things set aside for them. Look, if an immigrant gets here and they get set asides that you don't get, because remember, niggas don't get nothing specific for themselves. Because like the stuff that you get, any crumb that you do get, they get to qualify for that too. So how fair is it to the people who built this nation that not only do the people come up and get anything that you may be able to get, but they also get some things you may not be able to get? And then tell you at the same time that you being lazy. Who you talking to? And then these people sit out here and tell you out front. They'll say it out loud. They'll tell you, this is how I feel. This is what I think. This is how I feel. This is what is happening to you. And we'll just ignore it. This is at an economic forum they're having this conversation. Let me put it on the screen for YouTube. So they're telling you right here what they're doing. Now I get it, we ain't paying attention, but I am. I know what you're doing to me on purpose. Man, let me finish.
So I guess to finish on a more positive note, we have all these challenges you've outlined. No,
Sorry.
It's fair. I think in order to be optimistic, you first have to say what are the challenges and diagnose it, and then say what are the ways.
Well, here's an optimistic thing, which is we have talent in this country that is like we have so many smart people in this country who are not being properly trained, properly
Good God. Come on. Sorry.
educated, and properly employed. We really genuinely do. We have tons of smart kids running around who have all kinds of potential, who have been completely cut out of opportunity for the last 50 years.
So we're going to have this wave of productivity growth. It's going to be in the real world with robotics. We're going to start to build, hopefully, if we get the policies right, and it's going to lift all these people up.
Okay. He ain't talking about that. He won't talk about that. Move, man. Lord. Trying to work two computers at the same time, but working the shit out of me. All right. But yeah, like I say, that really burned, that chapped my hide, because I know that, hold on, sorry. Yeah, he's ready to fight. Hold on, he's ready to fight. Hold on. Now my page is going. So, that chapped my hide, because what bothers me about it is that this is what's happening to us on a day-to-day basis, and you got people telling us it ain't happening. But then, I got to think about some people. We got to stop. We got to try something different now. We're going to have to do something different. What do I mean? I saw this the other day. There, Jewel already said their name. Them little hat people. I promised myself I'll never say their name on loud. Because, that's just an excuse. So, them little hat people, they get together as a group and they donate money to each other for specific things. And something popped in my head the other day, and I thought about it, and I said, man, this is so true. You know what I thought? If there is 50 million Black Americans in this nation, 50 million, if you donated $1 every month, that's $50 million to the coach. What I did is I said, well, let me look at this. In a year, that's over $500 million that you generate for $1 that most of us are not gonna feel. Like even a man with a family of 4, if his 2 kids count, he had to give up $4 a month. But you get my point. I started looking at how much it would cost to build schools. Anywhere from $300,000 to such and such amount. Thinking about how much money you have to have liquid to start the bank. Just like, mind you, we're just generating all this money right here. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how fast we could buy land. Mind you, we just raised $50 million in 1 month. How much land can we buy with $50 million? We just take the whole first year and say, the whole first year of giving up the $1, everybody knows that we're buying, was it 600 million, I think it was. I can't remember how much the total was. I ain't no mathematician. I need a calculator. But with that, That's how much land can you purchase with that. Now imagine if you bought that land and the next year is all devoted to building houses. Year 2 is your $1 is building houses. Every month we take in the money, we build them out, and we build that out. Build out whatever you need. People are always worried about where their money's going. Well, hell, that's where their fucking money's going. Mind you, everybody should have access. Bank statements should come out every month showing exactly where everything went. Nobody's touching it. It's not there for that. I think by the time we built the entire infrastructure up, all you had to do with the excess of money that we're using, you use that to now give loans out. You use that to do things to send people to schools. Then you use that to then start funding the schools. I mean, meaning like putting the teachers in play. Now you can fund the teachers. It sounds very simplistic. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Am I overthinking it? Maybe it's just me. Hold on, let me pull up the chat. What's going on, people? Appreciate you for loving on the channel, people. But yeah, just to me, that sounds like common sense to me now. And it sounds like at this point, because mind you, like, let's just be honest. At the end of the day, all the rest of what we're doing, we're just whining. Waiting for the next thing to fall out on us. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's happening. And mine is, I've gotten to a point now, I'm watching these other groups, they do this shit real time. Like, them people, again, them little hat people, they got all kinds of little networks and things they locked in together as a community. Like, I mean, in New York, they got like whole, you know, like everybody know everybody. Everybody can look out for everybody. And it's like $50 million a month. Do you know what we're doing? None of us should be starving at that point. And I get like I said, $500 million is not enough for the entire culture to live off of, but we can build up the infrastructure with that money. That is literally not going to anyone. Like for me, when I give up my dollar every month, I'm not expecting them. No, I'm not expecting nobody to run out with money. Yes, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, if we maybe lock in something to where everybody has to be on board, like maybe, and I don't know if this is a thing, this is me just thinking out loud without any context. What if you when you sign on to be part of this, when you sign on with your $1, one of your pledges has to be, you know, you have to be able to have access. You have to be notified the access before any transactions can happen in a certain amount of money or something. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that I haven't flushed out everything. But what I'm saying is I'm sitting there thinking this has to be something we can do differently than what we're currently doing. Because anytime people are just removing you and then, you know, like all institutions are tracked, they leaking money and then they can, like, have you ever realized HBCUs, they always using that as your buff? Oh, they take money from HBCUs. They are, but what is HBCUs actually doing? Again, that's just like the territories for me. When they were like, oh, you know, the black folks are losing their areas. I agree. So, but what are they failing? We got to do something different now. Look, I think about it like this. You ever see the videos of Dubai like 20 years before, like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and Dubai was just nothing there now, looking like it looks. I started thinking to myself, that's what I want to do. I want to look up in 10 years, not saying we ready to still fight for the vote. No, 10 years, man, look at all the progress we've done in that time. But it seems like for us, we just stuck in this one cycle of voting and cycle of coming back to, you know, protecting the vote, voter pum yourself, or, you know, hope and change. And to me, I'll give up $1. I tell you what, if we can put this together, I'll give mine gladly. If somebody robbed me in a month, in a year, I gave up $12. They beat me out of $12. At some point, we need something different at this point. Hell, even down to the food, man. Look, let me show y'all this. What did I see that said? It was something food related. I want to show you guys. What was this? Give me a second. What is the thing? Oh, here's one. Here's one right here. So here's one. My man here. So, oh, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on. Good Lord, where did my food? I had a bunch of them I wanted to show you. Hold on. It was one about cheese. It was Kraft cheese. I didn't want to mess y'all up, but it was one about Kraft cheese, and I cannot find it now. But Kraft cheese, it has basically, that's plastic, flat out. And again, I keep thinking to myself, I don't know why we live in a place in the world where they just allowed to just do whatever they want to do it. They can stick us with anything, and they just keep it moving. I'm frustrated. Did y'all hear about the Norway team for FIFA? The Norway team is flying their food in because they can't eat American food. You can eat it. They're giving it to us. I found out something else I didn't know today. Or this was like, not today, but the other day. That Michelle Obama, and this is not knocking Michelle Obama, just be knocking Michelle Obama, but I remember when, like, I was so happy back in those days because I was like, she's the first lady actually doing something. Most first ladies walk around looking like men. And I'm not talking about her, I was talking about Barbara Bush and them. So you got a whole bunch of they never do nothing. So I also happy she was out there with the chubby kids, and she was always out there. And I hope that's politically correct. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying it won't. When I was drunk on the Obamas, I was like, oh man, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This woman's out here making sure kids get in line and stuff like that. I didn't know that and I hope I don't get in trouble with this, but the school system gave over the whole food thing that she was talking about that was headed up by Monsanto. Allegedly, I heard it. I'm sorry. That's the chemical. I mean, I can't even say nothing about these folks. That should tell you how bad it is. So I'm just saying that everything's a game, man. These people they poisoning us, and it's like, when is somebody gonna step up that can get this? That's why I say, I'm just throwing out ideas. Somebody else tell me something. Hit the like button. Share the live. I appreciate you for coming in. I did. I really, really appreciate you. For some reason, my people can't seem to get that down. But anyways, let me move on from there. Let me move on. Let me see something. Let me see. Do I want to go that route? I want to go that route, or do I want to go this route? Let me see. Well, let me just say this here. I want to give you a note, give people a couple of more time to get in here. Here's a quick story I want to talk about. I'm in my timeline. This supposed to be Friday. So, hold on.
Taking your money.
I'm gonna let you guys let it hear it. Hold on.
So the new scam is taking your money for an application fee, and there's no units available. Never.
So, and what he's talking about is when you go to your apartment complexes right now, they take that $125 fee for you to put your application in and see if you want to get an apartment. After I looked at the model and all that good jazz. No, he said don't do that. That's a hustle. He said this place could be at full capacity and they'll continue to take everybody's application fee. There could be thousands of dollars that they're getting in extra money and with no intention of moving any of these people in and tell you, oh, we don't have no capacity. So just help the people out. If you're going to look for an apartment, you don't give up no money till they show you the unit that you're going to get. Because if they're telling you, here's the model, you're going to love this, you should fill out the application, and then when you don't do it. Don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So that's just a little bit tidbit for me and the white T man. I thought that one was important. Here's another thing. The kid narrative, the black man love the white T woman. How about men over 6 figures, 89% of them are married to others that are married to black women. 89%. See, I always say this to people. We take on, I appreciate you, Ms. Wright. Thank you. Oh no, that's boss lady to change your name. But I appreciate you, sugar. So what you get is on TV, they tell you all the time, we leaving y'all for them. All the time. And then what you do is, what you don't realize, what they're doing is they're just propping up the few in front of you. You're going to say that's not possible. It is possible. I'm going to show you everything that they do. They give us the minority. Let me give you a couple of examples. First, this right here. So if 89% of men over 6 figures make this, then why do everything that you see that's politician-wise have to have a white T-spouse? Why do we have ball players, the ones that are popular have to have a white T-spouse? Why do the ones that make it popular on social media, when they're on YouTube, have a white T-spouse? It always is like this. But 89%, that means they are looking at the 11% of these people and trying to figure out who they're going to make a star. That's in one example. What's another example where they're giving the anomaly? Oh, here's another one. They tell us, and the CDC drops information, peer review drops information. Black men are the most involved men when it comes to their children out of all the races of men. But we're the deadbeats. Wait a minute, how can one be this? Because you're taking the Pookies and Ray Rays, and see, they do it in every facet of life. You ever notice when you're watching American Idol, you're watching any show, and they want to talk to someone, they want to give a black person a story, they always got no daddy? That is on purpose. That is to pull at your heartstrings. That is to make you believe that all these black men are horrible. But then they'll drop the statistic that that's the reality. but the projection is already out there in the air. They do this in all the facets of life. I always say when it comes down to content that they give us, if television is about ad revenue means eyes have to be on the television for to make money off this show. That's what they're telling you, right? So they're telling you the only way you're gonna get eyes on the show is people actually have to like what the fuck they're looking at. So how do you look at Black American content? Black American content, which they said 87% of Black Americans consider themselves to be heterosexual. But 90% of our content has homosexual has to be in the lead in some position on the television show at all times. You're going against the direct audience you're trying to sell to. See, no, if you were trying to do it properly, you would make content that was directed towards them, that they can go find and they can see that they would fall in love with. See, we all take it from the heterosexual approach, but I look at it from their approach as well. Look about it. Think about it. Every time you go to watch a show, you a stud, right? I don't know if I can say stud on here, but it is what it is. You a stud. You on here, you want to find another stud couple. You want to see it. Well, you don't want to have to pick and choose and see it around shows and stuff that you want to see and stuff you don't want to see. You want to see just what you want to see. But no, they keep smashing your stuff into our stuff, and then we all agree, oh, we don't like it, y'all don't like it, and then everybody at odds. That's on purpose. See, they keep giving us the statistical anomaly when there's a rule. See, that's the thing I don't like. Class example, they keep telling black folks, like vote, the black vote is synonymous with crime. Meaning, anything that they're going to do to you is going to be attached to some level of crime, some type of crime prevention, some type of criminal reform. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, so how many black folks commit crime? You know, less than 2% of our culture is actually, our crime rate in black society is less than 2% right now. So why the only thing we want to fix for black folks have to be dealing with crime? Just 2%? Why is it that on Black Lives Matter platform, they wanted to specifically put out a whole highlighted piece at one point about trans? This is not knocking trans people. You like it, I love it. That's your business. What I'm saying don't make sense is that organization was started because it was out here basically lynching niggles. And now you want to talk about a group of people who is less than 1% of the population, and they're the highlighted piece you're talking about. What? Why are we doing this? You're doing something that doesn't make sense for no reason. And I'm not trying to say that to be hateful at all. That's not mean. I'm saying none of it makes sense. Because remember, if they're black and trans, they're black. If they're stud, they're black. They still black stud. They still black. I don't know what the separation is for. And then the whole women running in circles around men right now. What? You mean that you gave them the job? Remember, newsflash, people. The black women who are doing well are employed. Are niggas employing them? Are black women employing themselves? No. So that means somebody specifically stopped employing your men and started employing them, and then told you that got women out here on movies and shit, they running circles around you. That is the equivalent to the sisters who think that that's what's happening and you're involved and that's what you're thinking. But you can also see that bringing a Nigerian over just to replace you, it's the same thing they're doing with you. They just replacing the people. Doesn't mean they're any better. They're just replacing you. I don't think women are worse or better when it comes to the job. I just think that they want the system. They wanted us to be flipped upside down. Remember, black society is the only society where the men are not in their lead. Black society is the only society that you're going to see roundtables of men sitting down on YouTube, and they done made it about, whatever her reproductive rights are about. I would always say that D.L. Hughley piece they did late last year. Oh, no, not late. That was been 2 years ago. What was when Kamala was running president? Was it 2024? Whatever. And they did a little piece. It was about what black men want. And I was like, oh, shit, let me go sit down and watch this. Now, I know this is some TV shit, but I'm sitting down to watch it. And I'm sitting here watching them talk about reproductive rights. And I'm sitting there like, I ain't never been with the fellas. And we've been sitting around talking about reproductive rights. I said this before, I'll say it again. You know what reproductive rights sound like the black man when they especially they out in them streets? Most of the time they don't know you talking about you out in them streets. Reproductive rights don't come and play unless you in them streets. Because believe me, if you're a wife, you got pregnant, you say, oh my God, I'm pregnant. He said, okay, we're having a baby. Fuck, here she come. But reproductive rights, this is what happened. Brother meet the girl at the club, he went raw like a dummy, smashed, got that baby on the way. Now, she tell him, I'm pregnant. And he's, oh shit, whoa. And see, now he learned from his brother. See, my generation. Oh, never mind, let me slow down. I already turned it into a joke. I don't want to make it a joke. So, All he gonna do is he wants one or two things. He needs to know: are you going down to that place, or do you plan on keeping it? And his response is going to be tied to whatever you decide to say. Now, is he going to pressure you and either way? You got men that say, man, you need to go down there. But that, I'm telling you again, that's TV. They making this aggressive, rude. He going to beat you if you go down there. And now, does that happen? Yes. People, I understand that. But we're talking about statistical anomalies versus the rule. The rule is the man sitting back there sweating bullets, holding his toes crossed together. Hopefully, if he don't like it, he will be like, oh, I hope you go down to that place. I'm just being honest. I ain't saying whether it's right or wrong. I'm just telling the truth. And then if you say, nah, I'm going down there, he's like, oh, shit, man, you know, it was a good thought, though. It was a good thought. Man, we probably been cute together, but I understand. I'll drive you. You want me to drive you? I can give you about half on it if you want me to. That's... Let me stop. I'll leave it alone. But I'm just saying, I know it's not true. So I want people to understand our culture right now needs to love on each other. And I don't fight us like that. What do you think the comments say nowadays? Oh my God. Look. When I saw somebody said, when I saw on California was out here basically telling that the school system had the right to help a kid transition, and if you don't agree, they gonna remove the kid from the house and you could be in criminal charges. I was like, look, let me tell you something to people who are liberal, because I'm neither liberal or conservative. Let me state this out fact, because people running this Trump niggas, I don't like him either. I don't like none of them. I'm that dude, okay? So them liberals, when y'all be out, y'all don't realize, look, all them liberal people that they be like, look, why is the liberal kids the ones that are always in the dress, this little boy? You don't know the conservative side don't do that. Now, are y'all trying to imply the conservative kid just hiding it? Now, he could be, but I'm just saying. But this stuff, like some of the stuff you be seeing, like some of them folks be doing, it don't make no sense. Cause I saw one lady, she was like, look, I told them, no, my kid's not doing none of that. And they were like, ma'am, if you don't agree, if you don't refuse to get on board, we're going to remove it from the home and we're going to have to charge you. Like, charge me. And then I said like this, look, you birthed that child. Remember, anything that child do, they telling you in one breath in certain instances, if you black, especially if you black, if your child go out and do something stupid that cause some harm, some damage, somebody's life, they pay to tell you, you're going to be in charge. They're going to charge you with it for doing that. Then at the same time say that I don't got no rights over what? No, bitch, I got to pay for it. It's like I look at my children the same way I look at my mortgage. Motherfucker, don't HOA don't need to come talking to me about nothing. I'm paying the bill. Are you helping me pay the mortgage? You don't need to come talking to me about my house color and stuff. I don't want to talk to you. Okay? Same thing I feel about this. You don't need to be all in my kids' business telling me what I need to do. I got to be the one to raise them. I got to be the one that's responsible when it happens. He said, you moderate. I don't get into labels. My thing is just like this. I like common sense. So if y'all moderate and no disrespect, I don't mean that to be disrespectful at all. I'm sorry about that, kid. My bad. But no, I mean I'm just saying. I go off. I just whatever makes sense to me. Because some of my thoughts may be liberal, some of my thoughts may be conservative, some of mine may be moderate. Mine is common fucking sense. That's where I'm at. If something has to make sense for me to go with it. If it don't make sense, I'm not going with it. Classic example, I get something that don't make no sense to me that I know that they why they don't like Whitney Houston more? Why they tarnishing their woman? Y'all saw that thing over on basically came out and basically was talking bad about basically how Whitney was cracked up and she fell off the stage, but she talked to the crowd and did not turn it on them. That bothered me. And that's not because I'm trying to hide anything from Whitney either. It just bothers me because one thing I've learned, if you pay attention, every black person that hits an iconic status, and it ain't even always money. We go to the money, yes, but it's not always the money. If you think about it, anybody that is culturally impactful. And see, Whitney, before you knew she was on all them, she was getting ooh-wee, she was 2K and Sam's. She was following me the hose. Before we knew that about her, Whitney was culturally impactful. The woman not only, like I say, she did, and her acting wasn't bad, so I'm not gonna dog on even on that front. But her music, her talent was so amazing when it came to it. That's one. And then two, the way that she spoke, when she spoke, you would have thought Whitney was older than what she was. Whitney was always older than me. Like when I saw Whitney, like let me side note, I'll tell y'all. So when I was young, I was stuck on Janet in the 80s. Side on my dad told me one time, he said, if you pray to God and if you want something, you'll get it. Boy, I was out there as a little boy praying for Janet Jackson. Now I don't want her now. Anyways, I digress. So I was on Janet, but Whitney, when you find out her and Janet in the same age group, be like, what the fuck? What? How they do that? Whitney was always older. Like when they was like, Whitney was gonna play one of the Cosby kids. I was like, fuck no. She was to play like a doctor or somebody. Whitney just always gave me older. So I just think that the narrative that I think the woman represented something. That I am every woman. She was a part of that group of women. People just admire, even down this point. Even though everybody see how Whitney got strung out in, everybody still respects that woman. And for some reason, that image has to go away. And then she's linked in with that dude that just passed, that Davis dude, Clyde Davis. So allegedly. I heard the rumors. When we did the show on that the other day, go watch it on the playbacks on YouTube. But now to me, I've learned over the years you have to watch everyone who makes impact. Prince, you cannot tell me a man who said that he will not work with you unless you own your masters is walking around here that exposed with no will. You can't make me believe it. You cannot. It's just the fact that man owned his own stuff and they said you ain't gonna own nothing. We still own it. If we gotta remove you, allegedly, I don't know. I love TikTok Shop. I do. I love it. I love TikTok Shop. That sounds like a big one. I say it a couple times like Umar. I love TikTok Shop. I love TikTok. I love TikTok Shop. But no. What I'm saying, don't give Michael. That's such, and everything is always suspicious. Michael's suspicious. Whether you mad or not mad at Bill Cosby, suspicious. They took that man as well. His whole image is trying to see. Y'all think it's about just the money. It was about the image. See, y'all gotta realize, think about this. When the thing with Cosby, it's not readily available to find the Cosby Show on air anymore. It was a tax on that image. See, anything positive has to go away. And they say, we gotta remove this because this is attached to Bill. So what you mean? You talking about the most healthiest show in the world? You're gonna take that off the air? But you're gonna leave on $3.5 million when this dude was running around here telling you he was infecting people with that thing? No, you just make excuses. And since we don't think in those terms when we watch things like this, we didn't equate one with the other. I always pay attention to things that they do. I always said this before. Y'all ever watch that show called Love Is on Oprah, on OWN Network? Love Is was one of the last of a dying breed when it came to love TV shows that you're going to watch. Now, if you know the story of what happened to the show, it got renewed for a second season. It never happened. The creators of Girlfriend, the husband and wife team that created Girlfriends, the wife was creating this show called Love Is. The husband's not attached to it. He just married to her, and the story is about their life. An amazing show, well written, great acting, masculinity, femininity. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I was so excited. It was so I wrote an article. It was just nice. But it was too positive because black folks liked that. And it made sense. And they had great writing. And it made sense. It came from black culture. It fit us well. So they said, no, they pulled out a woman out that man's past and said she said he did some things to her that she didn't want to be done. And they said, whoa. Halt that show. He has too much negative attached to him. If you don't get what I'm saying, the husband got caught up in a scandal that something happened outside of his marriage that he forced himself. I'm trying to use my words nicely. I love TikTok Shop. So what they did, they removed his show off the air. Took it off. Took her show off the air because they said it was too much attached to it. They just didn't want to go that way. They left it. Now, on the surface, you get it, you would say, man, it's unfortunate, and it happened. Two things that bothered me, though. One, right after it goes out of the air, that whole situation goes away. Guess what? He had a show on the air at the same time this was happening. It was called Black Lightning. Did they cancel Black Lightning? No. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me they canceled his wife's show, but left his show on the air? That doesn't make sense if you canceled that show because of his scandal. No, it was too positive. I know, I'm just a crazy Negro that is finding black racism when there is none. No, it is. That's what happens. You can't have positive images. How many white people have to sit down in fucking forums and have to tell you out your mouth that it's happening? They want to control every aspect of your imagery. Why? Because when they control your image, they control how you behave. The reason why so many girls wear bonnets on planes and twerk everywhere and on restaurants, furniture, and stuff like this is your love, your exploitation, and your desire to put Cardi B in the same position with Kamala Harris. You told them both they were relevant and they supposed to be respected. Acting, both of them, even though neither one of them acted the same way, they both were told they were supposed to be respected. Now, I could have sworn coming up, a pastor and a pimp got treated different. I love TikTok Shop. I don't know if I can say that word. I love it. But in today's world, they would say, no, the pimp and the pastor is fine to be cool together. They should both be respected. What? No, that's not how that works. That's a detriment to our culture. No, but she's so cute and she behind play with cute. I don't give a fuck. Let them go be cute together, but keep her ass out of politics. There's no slight of that woman. We have a time and place for everything. I say all the time, I'm no better. I have my higher self and I have my lower self. My lower self leave my lower self at lower places. My higher self don't take that into that arena. I would never do anything on here to denigrate our culture. This is a higher self space. What they do with our culture, they conflate the two. So now we don't know what to do. So now we're striving backwards. And so you can't tell me you love me as you feed one thing to your culture and you feed the negative to mine and then tell me, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that's what y'all wanted. How did you figure out that's what we wanted? Anybody ever said that? When they said hip hop went from being positive and black empowerment to being ratchet and gangster music, anybody ever say who asked for it? They said we wanted it. How did you know we wanted it? That means, you remember this, people. I need y'all to understand this. When they put out music, it has to go through reps, A&R reps, and management, and this team and that team before it hits the fucking street. So when them early people put out rap records that were gangster, who said that they wanted it? People are going to say, well, NWA was putting it out themselves. I know they pressed it up, they put it out there. You know what they did? They also had a campaign. They was riding bulldozers over their music. I remember doing that. What was her name? God damn it, what was her name? Black lady. Can't remember her name. Remember all this. They were denigrated. So how do you go from denigration to now it's on your politician stage? We didn't ask that. You forced that on us. And you know it's true. How do I know it? Every time something negative happens to our culture, we band together, and then y'all do something to try to dissipate the energy. Like now, just best believe, if we keep shutting down these Asian businesses because we won't do business, they're going to find out a way to figure out the way that's going to criminalize us. Somehow, some way, that is a criminalization charge. How dare you do that? That somebody has to go to jail. That's a hate crime. Another thing, side note, sisters, I kid you not, pay attention, look. All y'all ladies that know nail techs, if you a nail tech, if you know somebody who do hair, don't do hair. If you got somebody who got a restaurant, who do got a restaurant. If you are promoting yourself as a Black American business and you are here and people are supporting you in heavy numbers, have your paperwork in order. They are coming. Them folks is going to come like you've never seen them before. So if you cutting hair in somebody's barbershop and you ain't got your papers, put them out right now. And I hate to say it, but it's coming. Because you are not to sit back and just think you're going to remove those folks and band together on yourself. No, we will remove you. They coming. You ain't got to believe me. Anyway, I digress. I appreciate you guys for coming on in. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you for that. Anyway, chat live. Let's put it up here. Let's keep going. Again, I was supposed to do my show today about the indigenous in America, and they kept blocking the live, so we're not going to talk about it today. We'll put it on for another day. Let's give us a break in between. I'm trying to keep it a little lighter today. I did see this, though. Hey, look. Have you ever heard about insane asylums back in the 1800s? And I actually, let me get my phone. I want to show you something. You don't think these things are real? Let me let you hear this real quick, and then I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you about how crazy an insane asylum was. Just rock with me. I promise this is crazy. I'm going to tell you how crazy these things were and what it took to get put into them.
This woman exposes why we had so many insane asylums back in the day.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. And have you ever wondered why we had insane asylums back in the day? I have. And I don't think it's because...
Matter of fact, hold on. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you some of the reasons you're going, and then I'll let the video play. All right, so... This is something, and now I got a long list. And when I say a long list, this is crazy. I love TikTok Shop. There you go. You got it, Trip. All right, so look. Insane asylums in the 1800s were in these massive, big buildings. Think of like when you see movies now, like some of you guys may be scary movie fans, right? I'm not a big scary movie fan, right? I'm not. But say if you want them scary movie fan, and they always in them big old buildings when they be them penitentiaries and insane asylums, things like that. Now mind you, these massive buildings were really beautiful buildings in the 1800s. Okay, it's just the dilapidation of them that is causing them to look like they do in those films. And then, you know how they shoot, and they always make it spooky. And I think they do that on purpose. But the insane asylums get put in those things back in the day. They would throw people in there for ungodly reasons. And I kid you not, this is a government document I'm looking at as I'm reading for. And I'm picking out some of the crazy ones. Some of the things you get put in there for. First things first, out the gate, you get put in there for an immoral life. So if you out here hitting them skins, you outside, you going to insane asylum. Straight up, no BS. If you're a nymphomaniac, if you really outside, you got to be locked up. But now, and mind you, these, I'm thinking 1800s, them people a little bit loony, slower, it would make sense they would say something like that. But some of these are going to get crazy. Like here's some like, your menstrual cycles are too heavy, so they will put you away. If you were asthmatic, you had the asthma attack, they will put you away. If you had bad whiskey and you had to fit it, they will put you away. If you here's one tripped me out. If you got nervous doing business meetings, they will lock you away. Look, if your husband deserted you, you, ma'am, can go to jail. Go to jail. You will go to insane asylum. I'm not playing. Look it up. Just look up crazy reasons insane asylum. You can get put in insane asylum 1800. These are not BS. I'm just giving you a few, and there's a whole lot of. I'm just picking out something to jump out now. Let me see something. If you have a seizure, if you have epilepsy, you lock them away. If you're having the time of your life. They say, lock them up. Grief, greediness, superstition. Here's a crazy one that must be a thing back in 1800. Shooting of your daughter. I don't know why people are popping their kids, but people are popping their kids. Self-abuse. So if you're out here abusing yourself, if you got a gunshot wound, they would put you in there. The list goes on. Here's another. Can somebody tell me, this is the last one we're talking about, but can somebody tell me what is the female disease? Yeah, that is true, Cheryl. That is true. That's exactly what it is. Just want to get rid of it. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the line. So I'm telling you guys, look. And this is a crazy part. Now, right here, like I'm gonna let her run now. Now that you've seen this, now this is some crazy reason why you're going. You probably think yourself, but why? But why? But why? This is the only thing I'm gonna talk about when it comes to anything history related today. Don't you push me, you regulars, okay? All right, because I know y'all like to talk that. So let me say it.
Because we were overwhelmed with insane people. I think it's because of something else entirely. Look at these magnificent buildings that the insane asylums were all around the world. This is the Napa, California insane asylum, supposedly built in 1875 when the population was just 5,000 in Napa. So really, they needed this massive building for insane people?
So basically, you done built a building that's a castle. Hysteria, yes. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, I got you. So you done built the castle. I appreciate you joining the club. Come on in, people. Feel free to join the fan club. I appreciate all the love that I get. Trust me. And if you're on YouTube, hit the Cash App. They do more say. I can't put it on TikTok. They won't let me put the Cash App on it. Female disease is the kind of one. Boy, I'm gonna screenshot that Alan, and that has to be a joke. I don't believe that's true. That can't be true, but that shit is so relevant and funny to me. He said that the female disease is no accountability when wrong. Ladies, I'm laughing with you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I'm laughing. That one was too good. You got that one, but that was all. Lady, that wasn't me. Y'all don't get mad at me, okay? I didn't say that yet, okay? But let me let her finish.
So were the insane asylums built because we were overwhelmed with insane people, or was it because the people who ran the world needed to do a reset and they couldn't quite do that reset if there was people still around who remembered what the world was like before the reset? Here is an article about the treatment.
Now, I'm sorry for the people on L.Scott page. I'm sorry, I forgot to cut the audio back on just then. Basically, all she was saying right there, she thinks that there's no reason to have insane asylums that can hold thousands of people, and then there's only thousands of people who are actually in the town. Literally, the whole fucking city could have been in this insane asylum. No, that means that these buildings were there for a reason. And the people, she believes, and this is where she's going, and this is the only thing I'm going to say, she believes that this world had a reset. I'm trying to use my words carefully, guys. I told you I'm trying to tiptoe around it today. But she believes in the 1800s there was a reset that happened. Meaning, the world didn't look like this in the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s. Now, I know what your history book says. I know that they said, white man great, everybody else is not. White team man goes over the world, beats everybody every time, undefeated. Y'all, and look, let me say that too. Y'all realize that too, right? That's another reason why I always say common sense don't make sense. How does the people who we all have imagined, probably Asians is probably the only ones that physically, no, because they got the Chinaman. They be out there whooping up Bruce Lee. No, I got to go Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee beat up on Chuck Norris. So even them. So you talking about the people who the least probably could whoop up on people, went over the entire planet and whooped up on everybody? I mean, everybody didn't take no L's. You said you think it happened in 1907? I've heard 1907. I've heard the reset happened in 1812. I agree in no goddamn way. They think the reset happened in the 17. I heard 1777. I've heard multiple flats, but I will tell y'all this. I always say this. Without getting into much details about structures, things like that. I'm not gonna go down that path today, but I will say none of it makes sense. And it does make sense that something changed, and it does make sense when you see things like insane asylums, because insane asylums, you're basically saying that people were allowed to get locked up for that. I say something else outside of this too. Think of a plantation. Think of if you funnel people into a plantation. Remember from the story, you get some people came on the plantation and never left. So if you, and I know the South, you go to the South, you go to the Midwest. If you go to the South Midwest, houses can be spread out. So if you on a plantation and your bunkers is in the back, right? Boom, sitting there in the back there, you do not know what's going on in the world. So this whole entire, especially, now imagine you born there, not you arrived on the boat. We always think of the one who arrived on the boat. Forget that. Second generation. So now you're born here and you never leave. You just know the story that they tell you. So you don't know what you're looking at. So people was like, if the world was like with all these amazing structures and it was in advance and they had cars and electricity and stuff, and they didn't, why ain't nobody tell their kids? Because I know my great-great-grandfather was born in 1892 and he passed in 2000. I've sat on this man's knee. I've heard the stories the whole night. I know this man. And he never talked about any of those things. But you're also talking about a man who was born to an enslaved group of people. I love the fan club. Keep joining the fan club, people. Let's keep it going. I appreciate the love. Appreciate that. I do. I love that. Heart you. So that's one way you can get rid of a whole group of people if they're on a plantation. They don't know what's going on. They can't feel what's happening in the world. So that's one. Then you got people who do know what's going on. The insane asylum is a very good place to put them. Guess what happens? If you put them on there, you put a person in an insane asylum in the 1800s. Say you put them in the 1880. Say it was a boy. Just put it like this. Say it's a black boy. Could be a white boy, a black boy. I don't care. But just take a black boy. Just say it was a black boy whose family came from a well-to-do, well-advanced group of people. And he hears the narrative that they're trying to flip the world into this colonial type of world. He's like, no, we didn't live that. And they locked him away. So now imagine, say they put this 15-year-old boy in 1880. Say they fast forward to the year 1910. He's still relevant. He's got a little age on him, but he's still relatively young, right? Imagine they let this boy who has lived all these years in this insane asylum come out and tell you, no, my family had all of this advanced technology. My daddy had a car that he drove, it was off electricity. We flew, we went, all this stuff. I'm not saying any of this happened, but what I'm saying is that no one's going to believe him. He's a Looney Tune from the insane asylum. That's why I believe they produce those things. See, remember, only thing that humans really have is our credibility. See, they learned a long time ago, if you trash someone's credibility, you can get, and it no matter how much game I give you a class example. How many of you guys still in your timeline today, and I hate to keep dogging about it, but let's say it. How many of you people in your timeline today hear a snippet from Dr. Umar, even to this day, that he is spit hot fire? But you know the trash can top they bring this shit on to you. I can't rock with him. So imagine he sounds loony at times now because he shot his credibility. That's what you do. You get rid of someone's credibility, can't get him, and he can do whatever you can do whatever you want to them now. Like I use an example, like Diddy. Diddy obviously has some people in his lives that he actually loved. He actually has some people in his lives he may have not done something toxic to. But to all of our subconscious, the way they have put it to us, this man is coming over and no one should ever like him. And I'm not saying they should, but you get my point. Your credibility is everything. He said, well, now, you're aware that the 14th Amendment is being reviewed for the Supreme Court. Yes, I hear. I know. They always review it. Appreciate that, Mook. I did hear about it. I ain't went into great detail. R. Kelly, another one. R. Kelly, like I said, funny you brought up R. Kelly, and not to cut myself short, but even R. Kelly, and I'm going to say this about it. I always preface it because I don't want no sisters to know. I have daughters. Okay, I am a girl dad. My babies. Okay, I'll put it to you this way without no games. My daughters have heard the same thing. Here, fan club, appreciate you. My daughters have heard the same thing since they were kids. They're grown adults now. I heard that we have a plan in place today. They live on the other side of the country from me. If the world comes crashing down, we have a plan. They have a spot to get to because daddy's coming. So I have daughters. So don't ever think that what I'm ready to say is equating the man to the art, because it is not. And I also know of a bunch of women who have had some sort of trauma themselves. So for me, I don't condone his behavior at all. So for me, I don't play his music a lot in my own playlist, just to respect it. And if I do, if it does come up in mind, when someone walks into the room, it goes up out. That's respect that I will do. So, but I just wanted to, I love TikTok Shop. Me too, I love it. I love it. But I'm just saying that to say this. I wanted to preface that because I want people to understand what I'm ready to say is purely about the music. Purely music. Bow Wow got asked recently about who did he think was his who could rival Michael Jackson in R&B, and he said R. Kelly. And you have to take it musically. That is what he was. He was a musical fucking genius. He was. It just was inside of a very toxic, degenerate body. Unfortunately. But I think what they do with our culture is they make us too ashamed to even speak sometimes. I'm just speaking the truth. I didn't condone anything. See, it's supposed to be when they get mad, you're supposed to get mad. When they don't like it no more, you're supposed to feel this way. When they say you're supposed to be angry, you're supposed to be angry. No, I can see something and both can be true. Like for me, I always tell people now, like for me, someone said, well, do you think he should be in jail? No, not for what he's in there for. He's in jail now for having girlfriends. That's all it is. Let's stop playing. He's in there for having girlfriends. But I will say this. The stuff that I saw dudes like everybody else from back in the day. If the streets had ever put their hands and did what they decided to do with the family that's in the third, I'm not going to be one of the people who be like this. Let's go out there and have a candlelight visual. No. Your actions have consequences. You touch mine, we're gonna have a problem. But as I'm like, if he did it to mine, I'm gonna tell you like this. Before I put him up, say, man, you know your music was amazing. Before I put him down, I still would let him know both can be true. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about R. Kelly. I don't know how we even got there. I don't know what we even freaking talking about. Oh, we're trying to say this stuff. So let me see. Hold on. Let me see something real quick.
Too many black people don't want to be African.
Okay, I want to play this real quick. Okay, so let's keep rock with me. Okay, hold on. Let me play it again because I forgot I got to play it for my people over here on the backup page. Hold on a second, guys. God darn it. I hate trying to use my other hand. Hold on. Here we go.
Too many black people don't want to be African.
That's where the root of
that
this
what it is?
conversation comes from.
Before any slaves, anybody got here, this land was just filled with Native Americans?
Yeah.
Yes, like Native.
Okay, I did say I was stay away. Let me stay away from this. I did say I will stay away from this conversation. Then here it is. I'm picking back into it. Let me let me get away from that. All right, speaking of Dr. Umar, no, I'm not gonna do that because they ain't gonna do nothing but antagonizing one here. That's what I'm gonna do. But here's the article I was talking about. Said college professors are more concerned that many incoming students no longer understand basic middle school science, math, and reading comprehension. And now, I don't know if you guys saw in certain places, but they're changing the crime. Like, it all. Let me see. Do y'all not see the writings on the wall? And I do agree. Hold on, before I move on. The architect, yes, I look. The architect, look. Let me stop before I jump on that. To somebody address that. This is no justification for the behavior. I watched this movie with Tessa Thompson. There was, I think, Netflix a few years ago or something, but it was something about Mississippi or something. But it's trauma-filled freaking movie. I can't watch it twice. I can't tell you details no more. I tried to get rid of what was in my head. But in this movie, people kept getting touched in ways. Kids had kids manipulating, doing things, and then what would happen? The kid would grow up and then do things to other people. And again, that's no behavior. That's no justice. Mississippi Burning. No, is that it? No, Mississippi Burning was that movie from the movie back in the 80s. That was Mississippi Burning, wasn't it? I don't remember. Anyway, that was like an 80s movie, I think it was. But that one, they were hanging crosses and shit. Supposed to be about the 60s, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But in the show, like I said, the boy grew up and then he started doing it to other people, and see what people don't understand is hurt people do hurt people, yes. But see, my thing is just like this. I don't make excuses for it. No. Two things I know. You can't do that around mine, and you can't continue to come back around mine. Like, you know, I've seen those families, they be like, don't leave you around Uncle Leroy. You're like, no. If Uncle Leroy done it, Uncle Leroy's not allowed near me, period. At all, or my children, period. No. That's why I draw the line when it comes to it. I think when we get to that line drawn right there, maybe people will check their behaviors more. Because that's where I think for me, that's no. So for me, when they get to it, I do understand that hurt people, but still also too, somebody has to step up and break that damn cycle. That's what we got to do. You see, too many people, I get it. When mama love her son, she don't want them, I get it. But again, accountability has to be somewhere in there. You know? Get them some help. But he still can't come around mine. See, two can be true. One thing I'm gonna tell you, once you start healing, that's basically now, when you heal, when you become healed, two things become true. You know, I'm sorry, I got the echo going on. Hold on. Two things become true when you heal. Heal knows that, yes, you can forgive people. Don't even hold it anymore. But still say that motherfucker can come around me. Like for me, I tell you like this. I have not always done things in the best manner. I have skeletons in my closet just like everyone else. I'm no different than anyone else in this world. That's why I say to people all the time. So for me, what I always try to do when I'm looking at someone else's situation, especially not when I'm involved in, I try to see it from every angle. Because see, everybody realizes everybody in the story is doing something for a specific reason. See, like, I'll do this. Like, this is one thing I can't stand to do to black people. Black person does it. Oh, today on the 11 o'clock news, I am John Johnson. John Johnson today. Leroy Johnson decided to go into the family daycare in the middle of the night and steal a pack of Pampers, and he stole all of them, so none of the kids in the daycare had Pampers the next day. And it was a 20 below freezing day, and we had snowstorms, so the babies were all out there pissing on the floor. It'd be some shit like that, right? Now everybody says, Leroy is a piece of crap. I can't believe he did it to all them kids, this and the third. But what it didn't tell you is that Leroy basically was sitting at home and his kid needs some Pampers. So he said, this is my lick. I'm going to get it. I can't get no other way. I have no other way of getting this right now. My child needs it. This business maybe can have some insurance or something, but I need it at this moment. You know how it goes. You've all made decisions like that. You don't get that story. You just get the more horrible guy. And then they're going to say this about Leroy. This is the same Leroy Johnson who also got arrested 20 years ago when he decided to do something. And they're giving this man a whole rap sheet. He also owes his baby mama $300 in back child. It's like, why are you piling it on? You trying to create a narrative. And then the same guy, and I can give you a real example when I saw this shit. Classic example. Just the other day, I'm watching this cop arrest this black woman because she left her 13-year-old son in the car while she went in the store to get some food. Because that's child abandonment and whatever she said. Now, this is what they did to her sister. And then I'm watching this is like Good Morning America. This is one of them ones with Michael Strahan. I don't know. What's another one? I don't know the women people now. You know what I'm talking about. They got this family on there, white tea family on there, husband and wife. They started the segment with, first, I want to ask you guys, how are you holding up? And the guys, they pick the tears. I'm doing okay. Well, for you guys that don't know, in this segment, this is Todd and Patricia. Todd and Patricia unfortunately lost their kid because Todd forgot the kid in the backseat of the car and went to work. And the child unfortunately succumbed to the injuries. Unfortunately. How you guys holding up? And they're gonna put this spin and they're gonna say, and then Patricia's gonna say, he just wasn't used to taking them and he was rushing, he was under a lot of pressure. And they go, yeah, we heard about the merger with his company and you say, what the fuck? You just gave Tyrone's whole rap sheet up here, and then you try to say, we're not biased. Yes, you are. You just painted and I'm not lying. I watched this. This may not have been the true words that they used, but that was the context that they gave it to us in. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what in the hell is this? See, to me, you're not going to paint the picture of my people. That's what they do. They paint a specific picture of us, and then we adopt it as our truth as well. I'm not doing that. Black men do not date a whole bunch of white tea women just because you know 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them. We don't. That's not true. Not all black women are angry. This is not true. Okay? Not all our boys are YNs. That's just not true. It's just, to me, I'm not going to take their narrative when I know everything they're going to do. They're going to take the small minute of it and make it the biggest. Classic example, we could have a melody right now. I could be the orchestra guy and you guys could be the orchestra. And I could be sitting ready to do it. And I would say, if I ask you guys the question of what place in this country is a war zone for black people, and everybody's going to say in harmony, Chicago. Why are you going to say Chicago? Because they have drilled one community in our head and has became the boogeyman for all of us. And if they don't use that, they talk Crips and Bloods, which ain't been a thing in almost 30 years really now. These men own businesses together. Now it's just a pastime. Now, are they some young boys cutting up? Yes, of course they are. But there's some Mexicans cutting up. There's some white demons cutting up. They're all over the place. Appreciate you coming from Chicago. It's just, to me, what it is that we have too much imagery that we don't control. And so imagery becomes our life. And then we start projecting on other people. Why do you think you get so many people from other countries that come here and they tell us negative things about ourselves? They're doing it on purpose. They are fed it, but I don't give them a pass either, because I'm gonna tell you why. We fed it, all of them are flying fed big belly people, but we don't treat them like that when they got here. So it doesn't matter what image you want to portray to someone. When you come in contact with a motherfucker, then you treat them the way they treat you. One thing I heard too many foreign black people do is talk negative about black folks, like these baby moms did that. You don't get to talk about the culture like that because you've seen this on TV. Because if we want to compare television shows, you're not going to like the conversation we're ready to have. We do have, like I said, The Cosby Show. Do you want me to show you what we got to see with the child soldiers? So no, what it is that, no, they paint a picture of you that's not real. You're painting a picture of me that's not real. And what they do is they're taking parts of our culture that is real and making it the whole of the sum. To me, I will preach every day. If you do not build for yourself, if you not do it for yourself, if you will not make sure that yourself is taken care of first without them and be unapologetic about it, you ain't going nowhere. What did you say over here? Oh, that's what you said. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't think people understand that. And I think for our culture right now, this is what it is. And maybe people get it if they don't understand this. The reason why we are so fractured, people, the people who are just hearing this like for the first time, look at it this way. Every other culture in this world, that's where it starts. See, they have us believing that we are words matter. Let me say this. When they say to you, you are a minority, they're putting you in a gumbo pot. And every time you get to talk about you, because you hear if they're going to say minority, people of color, minorities, black and brown, but it's never going to be black people, never going to be black Americans, never going to be African Americans, never going to be what will be foundation black. It's not going to be just you. It's going unless and that's the FBA or some shit like that. If it's negative, that's the only time. But if it's something positive, not going to keep you by yourself. It has to be you and. Why? Because you are a mono. You can't be a mono. Now, East Indians run as East Indians. Their community is East Indian. Everything about them is East Indian. They only associate with East Indians. When you see people from Saudi Arabia when they come over, they up there in Michigan somewhere, that's all their community is them. When you see the Ethiopians go to Minnesota, their whole community is them. I'm telling you what it is. Everybody's on a community line. And see what it is. You're not allowed to be on the community line because, as you can see, when black folks said, hey, you're not going to take one of our children, hunt him down, and then think that our community is going to continue to support your community. That's not how it's going to work moving forward. Now, I know you don't like that, but that's when self-checking needs to come into play. See, everybody needs to understand we have consequences if we deal with white people, do we not? Look at what Carmelo Anthony's going through right now. Those are consequences just for having an interaction that he didn't even actually start. That's a consequence. We get them, we don't even ask for it. These people want us to stand with them, hold them as they denigrate you on the back end. I see all kinds of people still telling black folks they wrong. Carmelo I love it. I love my people out front. Come tell me how much you disagree with me. I knew these motherfuckers won't about me. That's how I look at them. But see, they keep trying to freaking see your mind and backdoor. You know what they keep telling black folks, whether you realize it or not? This is what, when people have to, when these folks get in your comments and they get in your space and they have to tell you that you're just looking at any situation that is grieving black people wrong, because you notice this, there is never one time in any recorded history that black folks says as a collective, we feel aggrieved, and white people, any of them, said, you are right. This time you did get aggrieved. No, them same folks make another excuse and another excuse and another excuse, meaning they're never going to side with you. So I would say to that, at some point, you have to stop caring what that person thinks because they just refuse to do the right thing. And see, what I won't do is you're not going to corrupt a handful of black folks and make that my whole opinion too. Well, Judge Joe Brown, I don't give a fuck what Judge Joe Brown said. I don't care. Well, Judge Joe Brown, I don't care if I love him, hate him, I don't care. This one, I don't agree with. See how it works? And see, for me, I just say like this. We are free to make our own decision, yes, but you need to make your decision as a collective. Meaning, when you make a decision to do something, you have to think of the greater good. Give you an example. I brought up Meg Thee Stallion earlier. I'll give you one better because I was dogging on Meg. So let me give you one better. If you're going to have rappers in this world, and I'm gonna give you people who put out other rappers, like a T.I. put out somebody, or Jermaine Dupri, or somebody put them out. Be careful what the fuck you put in front of us. You should know, especially being older now with these people, when you're mentoring someone else, be careful of who you mentor and put in front of us, because you know that T.I., I'll give T.I. as an example. Love T.I. to death. Love that last, that let them know was my junk. So there's no hate to T.I., but I'm saying to him like this, being the things that you had to go through before you became this man that you are today, don't promote anybody that does any of that. We have to get away from the culture of allowing these people to give us degeneracy. I'm going to tell you this. If you ain't did it now, get into Southern Soul music now. And who's ever producing it? Because some of the tracks we're trying to produce is leaning more towards Southern Soul. So I'm looking at those artists right now. I got a couple of tracks like that. But the Southern Soul, the reason why I like that is not because it's my favorite genre of music, but it's untapped by them people right now. They not have, their corporate hasn't came for it. It ain't at your basketball game. So that's why all of the rodeos in the country and what it is, here comes your epigenetics is kicking in. Your authentic self. Every time you get away from the people. Okay, use it as this example. Remember when you watched the movie Will Smith and he had the white tea woman, what was it? Hancock. In the Hancock movie. Remember every time they got closer together, his powers got weak. Well, look at it like that, bitch. The closer you get to these people, you can't remember who you are. You get amnesia. Every time you're in their presence, you remember. But as soon as you get away from them, everything starts flooding back. That's why they stay in your space so much. And so what I want people to understand is that's what we have to get to now, is we have to get further away from them, especially with our day-to-day things. Because if you don't get away from it, I'm sorry, and I can't promote it just because you told me she hot. Just because Hollywood Lock told me she shouldn't be doing great. If Young Thug is running around with a purse on, I don't care. I don't care none of that stuff he do. I would have ever rocked with when I saw that purse. Cause that purse, I don't. And people say you hate no people. I'm not. If he wants to wear a purse, that is perfectly fine. It is the pushing on my culture because we know artists are the people we look up to. That's not true. Why are you lying? Remember, they always said you gotta be a hot throb, you gotta be a sex symbol for the artists. The boys need to want to be in, the girls need to love you. You don't think that they know this when they put a purse on the dude? What's going on, Pimpin'? Hello. So what I'm saying is, people, again, they keep giving you. Bill Cosby said it best. Y'all don't have to. I don't have a problem with Bill Cosby because I don't believe none of the white women anyway. They ain't give me a reason to believe. Show me something, and don't tell me your feelings. I don't want to hear it. You hate it. I don't care. I don't care. DL said I believe it. I don't care. I don't know nothing. I got to see it. You're not gonna tell me all of my black men are guilty, and they make excuses. Anyways, I'm moving on. But Bill Cosby said it best. It doesn't matter. Remember he did the potatoes and the meat and all the stuff on the trash can top? That was the greatest saying I ever heard because when he was saying I didn't know where he was going, and boom, at the end, it was like, damn, he is so right. See, what they keep doing to us is the exact opposite, though. They keep giving us the in a pretty packaging. So you thinking it's really good for you, oh, this is really good. Look at this, like my example. Women love me. Oh, let me leave that woman alone. I gotta leave that woman alone. Meg, I'm so sorry. I beat up on Meg all the time to make it sound like that. And I don't have no problem with that woman. I just don't like the fact of how they. Anyway, I ain't got a problem. I ain't got nothing to even say about it. I won't even use an analogy. So I want to sit there and dog that sister. I won't battle for her. I do. I really do. I want her to be the dope rapper that she is because I love her lyrics. The music is fire. Just when she come out, you be like, oh God. I'm a dad now. Y'all got to kiss my. See, now I get it if I was a young dude. Like I get it if I was in the street. I'm not there. That's not my space. I am not in the club. I go to the club now. I'm gonna be like Cinderella. Bitch, midnight. I'm gonna be gone. It's not gonna work. My inside work. Matter of fact, I get glad of them. Last time I had some real amount of luck. I had some luck. I went to a resort out in Arizona back in November last year. Had me a couple of shots of some of that whiskey. And I just recovered last week. It was my body does not process no liquor good at all. You said she don't respect. I know she doesn't, but see what it is. I just don't want to beat up on her because I don't want anyone to ever come to the platform. Anytime you people come in, when I say you people, new people, I mean, when new people come in, this is the first time you hear me speak, the first time you talk, you're not getting to know my personality. And see, sometimes if I make a statement like this, especially in the triggered world we live in, that's full of sound bites. It's going to sound like he hates her, and then in turn, it's going to mean he don't like black women, and then it's going to turn into this big mess. And it's none of that. My thing is just this. I feel that there is a time and a place for everything. I say it all the time. Nigga, I was a teenager back in the day when I'm riding in my love, like my homeboy had a Honda Accord. No, Honda Civic, little bit of that box. I had a Chrysler New Yorker. And we riding through when I'm bumping Acanelli. Put it in your mouth. I'm playing all that, bumping through speakers. I can finish the day. If I had to go pick my grandma from church and I had to go get her, I'm not playing that. Oh no, turn that off. I had to pick my grandma. So what I'm saying to people is this: is that they want us to believe that they blur that line. It don't matter. Mind you, you got pastors and churches that they got doing all kinds of things. To say, like I'm gonna just tell y'all like this: I don't get the Jamal Bryant thing. Why is it? Can someone say this to me? And this is no BS. I mean this. I'm not a religious man. So someone please say this to me. Why is it that church folks are so forgiving of people like Jamal Bryant? That man's skeletons. He's too old to be made. Mistakes is one thing. Behaviors is a pattern. Can someone please tell me why that man still got an audience like that? Because he's into some crazy stuff. And I just think if you take a certain position, you should carry yourself a specific way. Mind you, if you want to help the community, do that. Like me, I ain't gonna be nobody's pastor, nobody's leader, no nothing. I don't want to be none of that. You want to know why? Because my lower self is going to come out eventually. And then you going to say, this nigga hypocrite. No. I told you I got a lower self. My lower self, like I said, I live in Atlanta. I'm in strip club, all the good jazz. Hookah lounge, all the good jazz. The older I get, though, I just want peace. That's it. I just want somewhere for me to go peaceful. And you know what I like a lot now, too? Ain't nothing for me to get, like, emotional when I see whole families together. Whether in person or on TV, because, you know, TV is rare shit. But in person, you see something, I find myself like, what man? I think he think I was stalking his family. I'm just sitting there just admiring it. It's beautiful to see. And you don't see enough of it no more. You know what I'm saying? And when I say it, I love to see a dad get out the driver's seat, mama get out the passenger seat, especially like you dressed up or something. And then the kids, especially if it's a little girl with them little socks that hit right down to them little no place like home shoes. And then little boy step out the little mini dance. Man, I'm just so. And when I see it on black folks, I just be like, man, this is what we should be promoting, and you don't see that nowhere. Now, anybody can't tell me when they see that, they, even like I say for me, I'm not a church person at all. But when you see a beautiful family like that together, you just be thinking, man, they did it right, man. And you can't tell me, being that we all probably would agree with that, then turn around and say, we'll never see it on TV, ever. Not a commercial, not a movie, not a television show, not a play. They just don't do it. And I'm just thinking about that, what? Did I not just get emotional watching this family? And you mean to tell me nobody wants to put it on TV? Side note, let me get some love. If y'all ain't seen this, we got a few people that hit the like button, hit the follow button. If you ain't follow the channel, because if you don't follow today, I promise you, they ain't gonna show it to you again. If you follow today, I can see your notification. But if you don't do it today, they're not gonna show it again. But I want to say this. I definitely want to say this. We got to show love to people who doing good things. And I'm going to tell you, packages don't always come the way you think they're going to look. I have watched everything from Ava DuVernay and Oprah shows, and I've watched, and I'm trying to name big time people. Shonda Rhimes on her show. Shonda Rhimes, I got me because she always bed when she watch content. Hell of a writer. Shonda Rhimes, the Scandal, Grey's Anatomy. This woman can write her too, y'all. You can tell she's an amazing writer. But she love to make them ones make black women look like bed wenches. That's one. Ava DuVernay, I'm not so much a fan. Her content never all the way comes together. Be missing something. I can tell that the agenda's in with her. Because they give her a whole bunch of foreign actors and then they give a whole bunch of mind you. Side note, to own Oprah, to your network, if you do any more content, remember, people watch content to escape real life. We don't need it to be in a cinematic form. I don't want to hear about Black Lives Matter. I don't want to hear about none of that. You make all your content about that. But anyway. But I'm a fan of all these people. I'm a Courtney Kemp fan. I love a whole bunch of people writing. And these people are amazing. Courtney's probably the best I got, but even with Courtney, all hers is built around some type of crime. You know, like Nemesis, this is the power writer. Power, of course, you know, is around drugs, things like this. And then she do Nemesis, which is around a thief, which I love her content. There's not knocking Courtney. I want to meet you, baby girl. Please, let me meet me. I want to interview you. I'll send you messages. You ain't responding. But I say this, all this. A lot of times, they look at black men. You know, I name a lot of people, I ain't name no men. You want to know why I ain't name no men? Because they blocking men out. Now, when they give you a man, they give you Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels is the most toxic. This man will give you some degeneracy. This man give you stuff that you be like, man, that triggered me, and not in a good way. You get him, or you get the other man, Lena Weafe. I know she's a stud, but close. See, that's what we talking about soundbite. Them soundbites gonna mess you up. Anyway, so I'm going a long path to tell you this. Even the title of who I'm ready to talk about from this content, Big Ja. If you never looked this fella up online, go look up Big Ja. I give him his props, but I've given him his props before. I'm gonna give it to him again. This time I'm gonna give it to him for a specific reason. Big Ja is a guy, is an independent filmmaker out of LA, I think. And he has a series that's on Tubi right now. You can watch it on his website. I prefer going to pay for it on the website. It's called The Lesbian Homie. Now, I know that sounds crazy. Now, the concept of the show, if you've never seen it, I'll tell you the concept is just some guys playing around and he ended up smashing one of his female friends who was a stud. Now, I know it sounds crazy. It do. It sounds stupid. It sounds corny. It sounds like something you don't like. Then he gets into a stud triangle. So he's into two studs and him. So they end this whole triangle together, and that's what the show is about. But that's not why I'm promoting his show. I'm not promoting the studism. He's the stud fan. I'm not doing none of that. I'm promoting it because of this. with that crazy concept that I just told you right there, it sounds like it's all off the wall. This 5th season, I want to give that man his kudos. Because I'm going to say to that brother, how does this man take a backdrop of a stud triangle that he's in, and we get to talk about, like, I'll say first and foremost, a man's relationship with his mother and what's going on about abandonment. You got a daughter who lost her mother, was raised by her father, and was put in a position she didn't want to be in. So we got heart to heart between a black man and his daughter. And I give you one thing better. I will be honest. For years, when I was uncomfortable with myself, I was a little uncomfortable around studs that would come around. I didn't understand them. I don't mean I don't mean it in a real way. I'm joking. Okay, but because studs always want to help me when they doing stuff. They want to prove that, but it's fun anyway. But I will tell you the truth. I didn't spend a lot of time around this. I don't know a lot about how they think, how they move, even how the dynamic of their relationships work. It makes no sense to me. I will be honest and tell you, 2 women who look like men that want to be together make no sense to me. So I and well, I tell you that does make more sense than a stud in a film, because a stud in a film together don't make no sense. The feminine woman don't make no sense to me. But that's another story for another day. I'm not going into that. I'm saying it to say this. Even in that show, he's giving you the relationship and how their minds work and why they think the way that they think. And I'm talking about in an in-depth way. In-depth way. Can talk. And so what I'm saying is that I think, to me, I want to applaud him, because that ain't what a person like him is supposed to produce. I'm not saying that's true. That is the projection that they give us. He's supposed to be doing stuff like making a Watermelon Felon movie, or some guys doing some stupid. That's all he's supposed to do. He doesn't supposed to have layers. But one thing I'm going to tell you that the white T-Man said at the beginning of this thing that I totally agree with, and I say this all the time: we are an untapped resource, but we are not using it anymore. We are full of creativity. We will change the world. You've done it before. You did it until they decided they were going to drop a whole bunch of foreigners on you. So those little boys that don't know nobody to talk to, you just want him to be out of the way because his dad ain't nowhere around and mama stuck him in the corner somewhere. I'm not indicting either one. I'm just saying the little boy that gets no love, the little girl that literally has to be quiet because she's terrified of what somebody's gonna do to her. Them little kids got an amazing fucking thoughts in their head, but we are snuffing them out because these people have us snuffing them out. When you're taking a boy like a Carmela and you put a child, the boy committed that at 17, whether it happened or not, you do not take a child that you tell me is a child and then tell me he needs to have adult consequences. It's only our children. It's only our children. We have stories going back to the Sweeney boy that he's like 9, 10 years old that you done electrocuted of our children. They treat our kids like they're adults. And then they'll tell their own selves that they're children until they're fucking 30s. So what I'm saying, I guess for me, when I get on here again every day, it just so mind you, I don't plan the videos every day. So half of these don't even come from me. I'll review some of them before we start, but they don't have them come from me. That means that people recognize, and I hope that you recognize, that something is going on and it's been going on for a very long time. It is time we step in front of ourselves. Do it ourselves. Fix it ourselves. And when I mean fix ourselves, you still gonna cut that check. I'm not walking away from that either. My ancestors put blood in this soil, dirt in this soil. This is their soil. And you're holding up the income that you owe them that would have been passed down to me. And the bad thing about it, they do it only because they just don't want to. Now you're gonna have one of them folks coming here with this dissertation. Let me tell you, you ignorant Negro don't understand how politics work and how finances work. Shut up. Because every time they want to go to war, every time they want to spend $1 billion a day of $2 trillion a day, they find money. So you can't tell a person it's either all or nothing. Either we can find it or we can't. No, you ain't gonna set aside nothing. You ain't gonna extend it. What do they do with your mortgage? You can do a 10-year mortgage, a 20-year mortgage, a 30-year mortgage. Why? That way we can afford it out. You may not be able to afford a 10-year mortgage. You maybe have to spread it out through 30. Why ain't nobody mad black folks that said, look, we can't afford to give you the $100 trillion that we owe you today, but maybe we can set this up on a 20-year plan, something like this. Maybe we can say, no one wants to meet you. You want to know why? Because no one wants to pay you. Want to know why? Because nobody wants you to have nothing. It is not about whether you can afford it, whether they think you deserve it. They don't want you to have it. It goes further than they don't want to pay it. They don't want to pay another tax. No, they don't want you to have it. I think people need to get that in their head. This is not your politician is going to be political suicide because it's a group. No, the whole party doesn't want you to have it. So when they have meetings, they give them talking points for when they do get cornered about it. You want to know how? Because all of them say the same thing. Classic example, pre-2019 or right after 2019, when the HR 40 hearings happened, everybody that got cornered about it, you support, I support HR 40. I support HR 40. And you know why you support HR 40? Because HR 40 won't shit. HR 40 didn't do nothing. I heard Angela Rye on her podcast just this other day, maybe 2 weeks ago. Talking about, shout out to Sheila Jackson Lee and HR 40. You know, she was riding for us. That shit was 7 years ago. She had a hearing with a whole bunch of naysayers, and they didn't get anything accomplished. And then 7 years later, you shouting it out. You should be afraid to say, you should say, this bitch didn't do nothing. I know she gone. But she didn't do nothing before she left. She left it on the table. None of them care. See, I want politics to come into play after we build the community. And what I mean is community, like if you wasn't here at the beginning of the show, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out there. I've been up here all day long. I want for us to do this. When we build the community, when we take that $1 a month that you devote to the culture, it gives us $50 million every month. I think that's $600 million a year. So for that first year, we buy up $600 million worth of land. Once you buy that land, you put that land in. The next year, you put in houses. So now you're employing black contractors, and you're using the money out this fund to pay for them. You're buying black people that know how to do things in there. On this land, we need to have a farm on this land for the people. Pay a farmer to go out there and build on the land. You get to feed everything. That's what we do. We build houses, we build infrastructure. We build in the store, we build in the place to house the food. We don't just have it in a grocery. I mean, we ain't gonna just have a garden. We have a grocery store next to the garden. We are generating $600 million a year. We're devoting that to multiple places at a time. Strategically put them throughout the country. Maybe we start with maybe 10 communities. Maybe enough to make the money go around. Maybe 5 or 10 communities. Spread them out. Majority of them have to be in the South. That's where majority of us is at. Or where we put them at. I ain't gonna say it has to be, because hell, you might have to get away from these people. But after you build the infrastructure at home, after you put everything in place, this is a few-year project. I'm just giving my $1 every month. It's not hurting me. I spend $1 on stupid shit every day, every month. That $1, we building it. We check in. Oh, that's the progress. Great. We're moving forward. Once we have done all that, once we have built people into these places, once we now have a community like everyone else, then we start talking about our political power. Guess what you're going to want to do? Vote as a voter block then. Then you're going to say, look, and line, if you want to give me reparations before the end, I want it. I need it. I deserve it. But if you ain't gave it to me by the end, we just going to shut it out. I'm just going to keep building my towns together. We're going to keep taking money out of your economy and building it for ourselves. That's what I would do. That's what if I was able to be able to put an imprint on black folks, that's what I would do. We would build infrastructure. Then not only just the housing, oh shit, we could build the schools, the colleges. Oh my God, damn, manufacturing. So again, for all the sisters who started the hair care fucking industry, we built it ourselves. Again, ground up. I need to stop before they come get me. I know they're gonna come get me. I love TikTok Shop. I love it. All I'm saying is, look, all this stuff can be done. We just had to devote to it. What'd you say here? Excuse me, who said that? Trip, I'm sorry. I bypassed one of the most important, crucial parts that is in my plan of thinking too. I think whenever the land that you build, if you cannot put a wall to fortify, if that's too expensive for the project, which I get it, maybe we can come back and do it later. If you cannot do that to gate that motherfucker in, excuse me, I love TikTok Shop. I love it. If you can't do that, if you can't negate it, if you can't put it in that way, what we need to do is you do need to have people out here training. We need to have our own security, and I want it to be gated for a reason. If it's gated, we control who patrols the community. So now that it's yours, they can't just roll their little police officers through. This is private property, and we do not allow. We have our own private security. So you put your own private security down there, and that's what you do. Your job in my security team, top flight of the world, top security of the world. What we're gonna need you to do, your job is to go out there every night and every day to put your life on the line for the community. So I want them thorough brothers. I want the ones that, what y'all don't realize is, let's just be honest, you need to redirect energy. Yes, Craig, I appreciate you know the reference. We need to redirect energy. You know that y'all have hitters in your culture, right? See, for all the stuff that I tell you black folks ain't into, see, black folks are not into crime, organized crime, knocking old ladies in the head, doing all this. Black folks ain't into that. But just like in every culture, there is some people who do this. You've seen them, they'll highlight ours. They'll be the one, you know, this little nigga just, he be out here cutting people's throat. He don't care. Little JJ, he just ate Cheetos all his baby life, and then he grew up and he became Cheeto crazy. He was crazy. It'd be something like that. What we need to do with certain guys literally just have their anger misdirected. You have to redirect them in a positive way. But you need hitters, especially hitters that have grown up and have gotten like a sense about themselves. So your hitters is the one you put into your security team. And I would even go as far as my security team to show them how much thorough I want them to be. I kid you not. Everyone else, we're going to have to make it at some point in fashion. We got to have some comments going through. But they live for free. Your hitters that's out there to protect the community, live in the community for free. Their whole job, though, in that community is to put their life on the line for the community like they did for the hood. So any threat that comes into that space, they ready to put that thing on the line for the whole entire community. That's what you need. Get them license, get them security, whatever you need to do to get them license, boy, there. But they need the mindset that them boys is ready to put it in the work for their family. Redirect them. They protect your community all day long. It'll be a beautiful thing. And you know what's crazy? What I'm saying right now, to any person who's lurking and that's not part of the culture, sees this as being threatening. Never once in here did I say that I want to harm anybody. I said protect us and build for us. But for somehow, some way, that will be perceived by other cultures as me directly being negative towards them. Why are we at that position? Why is it about our existence that you cannot let this group rise? What is it about you? And I'm going to tell you what I say this, and I'm going to get out of here today. I want black folks to look at that as a positive, not a negative. Like, people, you need to know, just like I need to know, no one hates on something that much if they let everybody else do it. That means it is something, if you did that they can't either get something out of or they're afraid of what it's going to do. But I can promise you this, it ain't that they're afraid that you're going to try to go take them out. They know we don't move like that. What that tells me is this, I just don't want you to have none because I don't know, I take it as this, I don't know if I can compete if you up here. I'll let anybody else up here, they think we great, because that's what it is. Everybody else think that they gods. That's all it is. Black man's the only one that don't run around here putting these people on pedestals. And I think for them, they say, man, that's a threat. And for me, I don't want to be threatening to you. I want to be left alone. Let me be peaceful. Let me go to work every day. I'll smile. Yeah, Todd. I'll do it in the office with you all day long. But when I go home, I get to go home to my community. And on the weekends, we get to go to the ice skating ring in my community. We get to go to the grocery store in my community. Remember, you don't hate the Negroes. You hate the Negro. I don't like y'all. Since y'all don't like us, let me go do my own thing. Later, this ain't now, but later, once we put the infrastructure and say maybe this many communities, we can continue to keep doing it. But what I think we should do that for maybe 10 years, right? Build up the entire community. Let me keep going. You build up the entire community for 10 years. If you do that for 10 years and then turn around later and maybe do something like you may come back later and after you built up enough of those, you can take it and maybe start looking at a sports league or something like that, to where you can start putting that $600 million towards a sports league, to where now, instead of a player, like, give you an example of what I mean. Let me say this. Young boys coming out of college. This is something y'all don't know about sports. Sports in the NBA, especially, I'll use the NBA as an example. The people you know that are stars, not all of them are the best players. Some of them are, yes. Like, I think Ant-Man is probably the best player in the league. But some of them are, but they're not all the best players. Some guys have issues that they don't want them to be stars, so they stifle them. I'll give you a class example of a person who didn't even make the league. Zoe Williams, if y'all know who it is, go look up the Zoe West show. Zoe Williams' son plays basketball in some league overseas. Zoe Williams' son used to play in, I think, Auburn. And when Auburn had players down there, this boy was one of the stars. This boy now goes overseas and dropped 30. I still watch those content. Still dropping numbers. Don't get a trial. Don't get a ass. Don't do nothing to the league. You want to know why? His daddy, and his daddy, the way his mind thinks, that they know his son thinks that way. So what I think people don't understand is that I want to get those people. I want to get those kids. I want to get NBA players coming out of college that they said, hey, we don't really want to deal with you. You're too much of a masculine player. Bring them over here. Let's build them over here. And see what it is, we'll have the money to entice the ones that are great. That's when you're really going to do it. Because imagine, watch this. You make it like the big three, right? So like the big three, and I have no issue with it. I'm not saying outside. This is like in addition to it. I still think they should be rocking anything. I don't want to. My thing is that. Mine is just saying if we fund that thing, $600 million a year, we're rocking and rolling. We're telling players you can come play here. We're giving real salaries out. You can come play here. You can definitely come play here. So it's just, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I digress. What you guys say? What you say here? What you say? Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. Then if we did all that, then it would be like, look at them people pulling themselves. They couldn't just sit there and blame us all day long. User 664429 is back. I always notice the detractors come in at 6649 user. And see, this is what it is. User 4469 a lot of time come in. Now, mind you, I don't know if that was a condescending thing or if that was real, like, great imagination. Because most of the time it's condescending from user 4464449664448. It's funny to me because it's funny because, like you say, anything positive you're talking, they'll find a way to denigrate it. And then when you get into an argument with them, why you people just can't put yourselves up? You mean every time we talk something positive, you have something negative to say? Oh, okay, my bad. It's just funny. I get into it all the time, user. I do. There's plenty of times user 4466449 to come in. I've had to block many of them for coming in with their little degeneracy and their little bad attitudes, but anyway. But again, I don't want nothing negative with none of the people. I just want to be able to survive as a family. That's it. But I also know, too, this uphill battle, I ain't going to win that thing. I'm from one voice that they don't let get nowhere. So I'm not winning this battle. But I do appreciate the people who came and rock with me. We do this Monday through Friday most days. And all days are not like this. Like tomorrow, just know tomorrow when I come in, I'm going to come in. It's going to be a whole lighter show. To all of the people who work, the white people who right now around and everything, just know I'm just being animated. I'm a little frustrated today with one thing, but it's not all my content. I promise you. We're not just talking negative about in your mind. I know you think everything is negative. This isn't. I promise you. We just want to show that we as a people can do better. And since all I ever see is people telling you, thinking, and this is it, and I'm gone. All we ever do is you find that we have ambulance chasers now. So everybody wants to get in line and tell you the next person that got the next person that who gets incarcerated, everybody's this, but we all chasing the ambulance. And then when people step up and they start to make real decisions and real things like that, he's just a grifter. Wants some money out of the community. You don't want no real change. Because ain't nothing changing without people putting money where their mouth is. Now, my thing is just like this. Like class example, just say about y'all would have allowed me to build the platform to go ahead and put that up there. If I did that, my whole thing is this. I came up with the concept. I don't want to run the. I get it. You've dealt with Umar and this stuff. You've dealt with this person. You dealt with Brother Polite. You dealt with this person when it came to it. My thing is just like this. Let's just put checks and balances. Oh, what's my man name? Jay Morrison. We had all these people. Let's just put checks and balances in place to where because my whole thing is this. I realize with all these people, there's always a hierarchy. You got to be a part of this party. You got to be in this. No, you got to be in that. No, you got to be in this. No. See, for me, I get my dollar. You get your dollar. You are just as big of an important as I am. And your say so and my say so says the same thing. My whole thing is just like that. And honestly, I think it should be that way. We should lay out a plan, an entire plan of like 10, 20, whatever, the long year plan that you do. And you say, this is what the money is allocated, where it's going to go every year to that. Any surplus goes there, goes into a bank account, and everyone's access to the statement at all times, 24/7, like your own bank account. and no funds move outside of what we said the stuff is going to until then. And I get it. People even siphon off of them. Well, they was doing it through the trucking company. My issue is just like this. Let's put people in place that we all trust then. Not me. You don't know me. Even if I came up with the brainchild of it, I don't have to be the lead of it. If we have someone in the community that we all pretty much give out to, like Umar at one point, we all gave trust. I get it. That's a bad example at the moment. I get it. But I also say something too. At this point, we need somebody to give us a longevity. Umar has been crazy for about almost 10 years now. So we knew for like the first 5, 6, 7 years he was good, but he started freaking out. They were polite. And I'm not denigrating any of these brothers, because I don't know of anything that I don't know them personally. But just from the surface level, you know about Brother Polite, he's in jail now. So for the stuff that he did, some of the grifting they say, I've heard about it. It's just, to me, I don't want to lead you nowhere. I just want the shit to get fixed, man. Damn. And it's just like, let's put somebody in place that we all trust. And then then we put some kind of parameters on that person. And if I say put him in place, I mean put him in place. Maybe he's that person. He is someone that we can move or shake something. I'm just saying. I just know that if every other community does it, the only way this would fail for us is that if them folks came and infiltrated and then they start bringing in niggas, because that's the one thing I don't like. Why do I talk so much negative about other black people that come on here and they black because they act like white people? Excuse me, I just said it backwards. But I give them so much smoke is because you're the reason people like myself can't get shit done. Because as soon as we start moving in the positive direction, they're going to send you. And you're going to take the check and you're going to come in there. You're going to size your little silly ass in there. You're going to just infiltrate. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, where's your integrity at? I can never take a governor. I'm sorry. I would never do that. I can never take a governor of anything. You say, what about Stephen A. Smith? You say, oh, I place to stop. I said the same thing about Stephen A. Smith. They stop getting that platform. He'll start acting right. I agree. Like I said, when it says, I agree. Maybe, like I said, for me, I just wish it was a way that we could write it. And like, I use an example. The reason why, I'll tell you this when I rock it out. The reason why I rock this hat and I will rock it to the dead, as I'm gonna tell you, it's not because of the people who came up with the term of anything. It is the rock solid, ironclad. You know who the fuck I'm talking about when I say my family are foundational Black Americans. So I would like, for we were doing this, I want something rock fucking solid like that. I agree. It don't need to be a person. It needs to be a code. That if somehow, some way we can't get around it to sniff each other out, we can sniff out tethers and coons, so they don't tear down what we got going on. There has to be some type of way, and that's what I say for me. I'm not one of the ones that thinks I got all. And that's another thing. People come in. You think you got all the answers? I do not. Just because I can state an obvious problem doesn't mean I have all the solutions. And brother, questions. Give me the questions. I have all the questions. I don't have all the solutions. And I just want my people at this point to understand that me wanting to love them and me wanting to care doesn't mean I do got all the answers. And I just want to say, let's just start moving. Because like for me, when I heard Sandy Derry, when I broke down his report, the economist got a dude who basically broke down how much money Black folks are owed in reparations. To me, that brother has an expertise or something. Let's rely on that. Do we need to vet him? Yes. Vet him, to vet the person, to vet him, and to vet that person. Look, believe me, I know these people have infiltration systems that are like on 1,000. I know that we wouldn't be able to do this without having somebody in the neighborhood who is spying on us against someone else. My thing is just like this. Maybe we can create an environment to where if we do catch someone, the consequences are so high that they find it very hard to get people to do this. That's the thing. We have to give these people consequences when they refuse to allow us to rise. Because what we're doing is basically we say, see what they did? See they won't let me do it again? See what they always do? I agree. But we got two options. We can either quit and be like everybody else and just succumb to them and let them punk us. Or we can keep trying to do something, but do something different this time. You said we have to be a corporation. The only thing. Hey, again, that's a conversation for another day. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, and I just know for me, I would love to do something like that. You said it definitely can't be a pastor. Oh, hell no. Pastors, look, let me just tell you like this. Things that you have to remove out of this thing, You have to leave your AKA. You have to leave your pastorhood. I don't care where you go to church. I don't care if you go to a mosque. I don't care if you go to the Kingdom Hall. I don't care if you go to AKA meetings, to the Delta Phi Deltas. I don't care none of that. That is not what got your ass in here. I'm gonna need Pastor to stay his butt over where he at. Pastor, go preach. You don't need to be over no money. What made you up? Obviously, pastors, the way they spend, the ones that got it, the way they spend money, they spend it like a mug. And they don't care nothing about the community. Why would I put you in position? Who would do that? I appreciate the fan club right there. That's my people right there. Hit the fan club. I tell you, if you don't hit the fan club, you don't follow the channel, they ain't gonna let you hit me the ball. They don't let you come back. But to me, there's a lot of different opinions. I want this, and then I am gone. I just want this. I just want an environment to where, whether if I want to be a polygamist, if I want to be, like you said, if I want to be a pastor, if I want to be a yoga instructor, if I want to be a hitter, there's a place for all of us. If everybody knows the code is, this is who we are, this is who we protect, this is what we are all going to be a part of. And that's not too much to freaking ask for. That's not a monumental feat, in my opinion. This is a very common thing. People do it all the time. And I don't want it to be to the point. We don't need to be broadcasting it online. I don't need to be having, hey, ABC News wants to come out and do a cover. No. They're not allowed to fuck in. No. I don't want, look, that's another thing. The PR firm said I don't care. I don't want them in any. Oprah wants to cover it, and I don't care. Tyler Perry, like you said, Tyler Perry wants to do a film, and no. Tyler needs to give the $1 up because they're Black American to the culture every day, and no, thank you. I don't want none of the people who are in position now who could help that don't. No, I don't want none of them. Yes, I would love to get to the point. Even then, think about it. $600 million a year. We could build our own Hollywood right there on our own land, right there. Right there. Your imagery control, radio station, podcast, the whole nine. We could control all the entities right out of these places, right there. Business districts, the whole nine. You allocate so much to income, to building, you allocate so much, because actually there shouldn't be no money left for anybody. Especially the first year should have no money left, because money should be allocated solely to building and allocated, and it should be building. So and this is another thing, like, what people can't cipher. If everyone knows what estimated cost of things are, like if you had contractors, there's no be a way for a contractor to steal from you and cipher all that type of money off of you if he gave you a quote that actually matches someone else's quote. Now, if he produced exactly what we're supposed to get, but he found it even cheaper, we gave him a quote, we went with it, and we were okay with it. That's different. It's another thing to tell me you're going to give me something and give me nothing and take my money. That's what we're not going to do. And so I'm telling you, those first couple years, nobody should be getting money. Everything should go into infrastructure. Housing, electricity, solar panels. When I say everything needs to be, I know I need to get off here in a minute because they're going to get me. Everything needs to be off the grid. It just needs to be yours. Solar panels can turn into a power plant. It can be yours. You must have just came in about the law enforcement. No, I already said that. You have your own security. You got your hitters. We don't need them. We don't need them at all. Everything needs to be total grid. Well water, the whole nine. This needs to be your thing. It would be very hard to infiltrate that if we did it like that. It'd be very, very hard to do it. We glitching over here. Let me get out of here. And mess with y'all. Let me 2 hours. Let me get my ass out of here. Hey, look, if they don't let me come back tomorrow, you know what happens. So look, let me say this so I get out of here. So if first time here, if you've never been here before, I always end the show. We have a music channel, and again, I keep telling people we're gonna start uploading all the music to the YouTube channel, and I promise you it's coming. I just haven't had the time, and the team haven't had time to really get it up there. But we have real R&B music from Black Americans that you like to hear. We like to play a couple of tracks after we go off the air, just to get you guys a feel of how much I love the folks. Matter of fact, today, before I get started, I'm gonna start with one song, and then I'm gonna play some other stuff. But I'm gonna play one. I want to point into the song that I want to start. I want to point to, and the reason I want to do it today is because today, everything we talked about today is gonna have to start with us. Meaning, if we're gonna build something like that, we would have to be the ones. Me, I would be out there hands and foot. What do you need me to build? If I can be free, I'm building with you. We digging ditches. I want to dig ditches. I want men to know that there are other men out here that want to see you be a man again. I want all men to feel like men again. I love TikTok Shop. I do. I love it. I appreciate it. I love TikTok Shop. So what I do, I play music. I'm gonna play one of the songs that's kind of leading towards the song. It's a song it's actually a song that I wrote. It's a song about. It's supposed to be a letter to my son. I don't have a son, but it's basically it's a metaphor for a letter to my younger self. So I want to start with that, and then I'm gonna play some other music and things from other artists we got going. But the channel, that if you go over there and watch it on YouTube, it's called 300 Radio. Again, put in the number 1 behind it. It'll pull it right up. You'll see a lot of the podcasts, and we're gonna start loading music up soon. So I'm gonna get this loaded up. I appreciate you guys for showing up. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I have no idea what we're gonna cover tomorrow. I have no idea whatsoever. So I would love to tell you, but I have no idea yet. But we'll see when it comes. So let me do this first. Let me get this up here. Wait, yeah. There you go. So I'm gonna play this, but I'm gonna play this one from the beginning because it needs to be. All right. So I'm setting it up for you guys. I'm turning it up for all you guys. Again, I appreciate you, everybody, for showing up. Share it live. If you're not following the channel, definitely follow the channel. Again, I appreciate all the gifts that you gave out today. Hit the fan club if you like to. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I love it. I love it. That lets me know you really like the content. And honestly, I start doing lives. When we get enough people in the fan club, we'll start doing specific lives just for that on specific topics, things like that. So I want to do that as well. Hit the Cash App, $300 Radio. It'll be me. Pull it up. Support the channel. We can do that, and we'll go from there. All right. So let me get this pulled up. I appreciate you guys. Let me pull it up, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. So let me pull this up, y'all. You'll see it in a second. It's coming.
Dear little man, I'm writing from the smoke, from a world that can be cruel, but I learned black skin, big, different rain. Name your pain, son, don't wear that chain. Stand tall, look away. Learn the code, but don't let the code make you stray. Your peace, head up for your crown. Be the calm in the storm when the whole room clouds. I won't lie, the road can be rough, but your heart is your shield when the world gets tough. Be proud of your face, your name, your stride. I'll teach you how to rise and still keep your light on when the night is long. Hear my voice in your bones. You come from love, not fear. You're never walking alone. My son, keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. Oh, my son, you were built to belong. Yeah. Love the women who walk with respect. A good heart first in the words you select. Don't chase a body like it's something to own. Honor me, seeing the soul, not a trophy of bones. Set your line, keep your peace intact. If it breaks your spirit, baby, step back. Love ain't pressure, love ain't pride. Love is two good hearts with nothing to hide. So learn the word, no, and learn the word, stay. Know your worth when a pretty face looks your way. Be tender, be honest, be clear, be true. The man I'm raising starts with how you move. And if desire gets loud, let your conscience be heard. A real man guards a heart and keeps his promises earned. Keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, yeah. You are built to belong. Find your purpose, but don't skip the joy. Play in the yard, laugh hard, be a boy. Family around you, a table with plates. Old stories, new dreams, and room for mistakes. Grow into your best, but don't rush the bloom. Every step got room, every room got room. Build something solid with your hands and your name. Then dance in the kitchen like you're winning the game. I want you grounded, but I want you free. To love this life like it's loving you back. See, so take the road, but take the time to be a good man and still feel alive. If I'm not there when the thunder rolls, look for me your soul. And you laugh and you work in the way you care. I'll be there, I'll be there. My son, keep your head held high. My son, yeah. Keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, oh, let your truth stay strong. Oh, my son, you are built to belong. Oh, my son, keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. Oh, my son, you are built to belong.
Keys on the table, your coat on the floor. We've been throwing sharp words like we want a war. You lean in the doorway, eyes tight, still proud. Silence like a thunder, beating way too loud. But you don't turn away. You just crossed this room. All that distance between us falls out of you. Call a truce on my skin. Let your hand say it first. Every kiss on my neck keeps rewriting the hurt. We don't need every answer. We don't know every word. Call the truth on my skin. Let the bad things blur. Your breath on my shoulder, that tremble you hide. Every shiver confession running down my spine. Fingers trace the fault line where we came apart. You're talking and touching straight into my heart. You pull off my defense like you pull off my shirt. All that armor between us falling in the dirt, yeah. Call it truce on my skin. Let your hand say